Your fathers ate manna in the desert, and they died. The bread that I give to you, you will eat, and you will not die. Sometimes we go to a museum and see wonderful artifacts. And as we see it, we are wondering at the way that it is made. But at the end, we ask a question: is it functional? That is something important. Today, Jesus is also asking a question to each of us. When he asked or told the disciples or the Jews, your fathers ate manna in the desert, and they died. The bread that I give to you, you will eat, and you will not die. The bread that I give is for the life of the world. And this bread that Jesus gives to us is a life-giving bread, a memory of his death which was life-giving. And this life enters into our own lives that will make us living and life-giving even when we are sick, even when we are in our own deathbed. My body is a life-giving bread, and my body is a true food, and my blood is a true drink. And now we know in a sacramental way we have this eating of his body and drinking of his blood in the Eucharist. And in Eucharist we are united with Jesus. Our life is transformed and we become one with Jesus and similar to Jesus in our attitudes and life. And we are joining our own life, our own pain, our own joys in this sacred bread, the life-giving bread. In another way, how we participate in the life of Jesus is being in the community of the believers, community of our own brothers and sisters. And when Paul experienced this on the way to Damascus, the question that was coming to his mind, coming to his heart was, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? And to the question that Saul asked, who are you, Lord? He said, it is Jesus whom you are persecuting. It was a great insight to Paul which influenced all his faith. And we know when he says, it is in his death that we participate when we break the bread, it is also a matter to reflect that the community that we are in is a living memory of Jesus who is alive. And each one of our flesh represents the body of Christ. And if we are not participating in the joys and sorrows of each one of us in our own flesh, in fact, actually, we are not participating in the life of Jesus. The death that is commemorated is a life-giving death. And when we are not in union with our brothers and sisters in the communion of the body of Christ, in fact, we remember or proclaim his death, but that life does not enter into our lives. That is, in fact, really the problem that is making us non-functional. As Jesus told the Jews, your fathers ate manna in the desert, but they were lifeless. In another way, how we touch the flesh, how we touch the body of Christ, the word present to us is in the biodiversity in nature. Every creature represents to us the glory of God. They manifest to us the glory of God. And when we are becoming one with that community, we are also being in the one community that is of the body of Christ. And this is the way today we need to move into participating in the life. In the dicastery to the elders and the sick, we have this year the message that I am with you always. How we are being with one another is a real sign that how we participate in the body of Christ. The real eating and drinking of the body and blood of Christ is becoming really a living experience to us only in this manner. So, asking ourselves, are we really functional? are we really living? Are we really life-giving? Is a reflection on how Jesus also told, "This is my body which is given for the life of the world." Now, when we receive personally in our life a living presence of Jesus in our attitudes and witness, and secondly, united with the body of Christ as the community of the human being and also of the diverse living forms, that actually we are participating in the life and becoming functional, living and life-giving even when we are sick and dying. May Jesus give us life, and may we enabled to enjoy the fullness of life in Him, in His sacred body, in the Eucharist.